Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. So Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are frustrated with Mason Greenwood, and Mason Greenwood has been warned over his poor timekeeping, and he's been told his discipline must improve. Now Mason Greenwood has missed our last two games, because I think Mason Greenwood has had a niggle, but it's nothing to do with disciplinary reasons. We had a few issues with Mason Greenwood before the start of the season, didn't we? Don't forget Mason Greenwood broke into our first team last season. Mason Greenwood has got a contract with a football club until 2023. Just before the start of the season, we handed Mason Greenwood the number 11, so he's the fourth Manchester United player to wear the number 11 shirt. I'm pretty confident that Mason Greenwood will be available for the game against Chelsea at the weekend. So that's the breaking news on him. Now, I want to delve into some news about the Glazers. So it's in a few reports. So it does mention that Manchester United's revenue falls by 20%, but we've still paid out nearly 20 million in dividends to the Glazer family. Now our revenues fell from 627 million to 509 million, the lowest figure since 2015, and the club reported a net loss for the 2019-20 of 23 million, almost exactly the amount paid out in dividends to shareholders, including the Glazers, who own about 80% of the shares and would have been paid roughly 18.5 million. So there you go. It does mention that we've lost around £70 million in revenue due to the coronavirus pandemic. But yeah, there's a lot of Manchester United fans that are demanding the Glazers out, and they're also demanding Ed Woodward out. Obviously, the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005, and Woodward's been at the club since 2012. Matt Judge, he's been at the football club around 7 seasons or so. I think the biggest culprits, though, are the Glazers, because I don't think the Glazers have got any intentions of selling the club. They've got no intentions of getting rid of Ed Woodward. And the Glazers are also the ones that recommended Woodward in, and they also recommended Matt Judge in. Hopefully, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can be backed in the January transfer window, because I think in the summer transfer window, Solskjaer wasn't backed enough. I think all the managers that we've had since Ferguson retired haven't been backed enough. Moyes wasn't backed enough, Van Gaal wasn't backed enough, and Jose Mourinho wasn't backed enough, and Solskjaer hasn't been backed enough. Because in the summer transfer window, we missed out on all of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priority targets, and we missed out on a lot of targets in general. We missed out on Jadon Sancho. We also missed out on Jack Grealish, we missed out on Sergio Reguilon, we missed out on Gareth Bale, we missed out on Nathan Ake, we missed out on Kalidou Koulibaly, missed out on Thiago, missed out on Bellingham, missed out on Erling Haaland back in January. And I said it was a shame we missed out on Haaland, because he would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing. But I think Woodward has made a statement recently saying that he's going to be backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Next year, we'll be looking to sign more players, and we'll be also looking to offload more players. So there you go. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the right manager for Manchester United. And I think he will succeed at Manchester United if he is given more time. Now, obviously, a few weeks ago, my perception were totally contrast on Solskjaer what it is now. Because obviously, a few weeks ago, I was criticising him. A lot of Manchester United fans wanted him out. And it even said that Ed Woodward is prepared to sack Solskjaer if, things don't improve. But to be fair, we have won our last 2 games. We beat Newcastle in the league by 4-1. And yesterday night we beaten PSG by 2-1 in the Champions League. It was our first game in the group stage. And we was underdogs going into that game. I think a lot of people expected us to lose to PSG because PSG are one of the best teams in the world. Last season they got to the Champions League final, did PSG. And, we deserved the win. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said we deserved more than the win at PSG. He says, the win against PSG yesterday was better than the win against them back in March 2019. Because in March 2019, which was 19 months ago, we beat PSG 3-1 in the last 16 and we overcame a 2-goal deficit. And I think that was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last game as temporary boss at Manchester United. And PSG seldom lose at home. That was their first defeat in the group stages of the Champions League at their own stadium since 2004. So that's over 16 years or so ago now. But yeah, reflect on this, a lot of pressure has eased off Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, obviously, we've got a tough period coming up. We've got Chelsea at the weekend. Then, obviously, we've got Leipzig. That's our second game in the group stage. Leipzig are last season's semi-finalists in the Champions League. Arsenal's coming up in the league. That's going to be another tough one. And Istanbul Başakşehir, that's also coming up. That's the other team we've got in our group. And Everton's also coming up soon. But yeah, but I thought yesterday night Solskjaer tactically got it spot on. We did. We've played 4 league games so far this season. We've won 2 and we've lost 2. I just think we've got to sort our home form out because our home form's been quite poor. But away from home, we've been exceptional. We haven't lost away in any competition since January. So that's very, very good news. Obviously, a few weeks ago, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in to replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Manchester United. Don't forget, Mauricio Pochettino was linked with a managerial role at Man United before Solskjaer got the job permanently in March last year. And I said to you, I do like Mauricio Pochettino. He's well Premier League proven. He's dealt with top players. But my element of concern about him, he hasn't won out in terms of silverware. I also said that we'd been looking at Massimiliano Allegri as an alternative to Solskjaer. I think it would be also very beneficial if Manchester United could get a director of footballing. We've been in the process of trying to get a director of footballing since the Jose Mourinho era, and Woodward has said quite a few times he's been in search for the director of football. Bennett, it's one of the structural changes that we need at the club, and don't forget there's been a few former Manchester United players linked with that director's role. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager now for almost 2 years. We appointed him in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. Solskjaer's got a contract with the football club until 2022. So as it stands now, he's just got under 2 years left on his current contract. Solskjaer's managed nearly 100 games now as Man United manager. He has won over 50 games as Manchester United manager. He did say a few weeks ago how much it would have cost the club to sack Solskjaer. It cost us around £4 million. But I said to you before the Newcastle and PSG game that Solskjaer was in the exact same position as he was in at the first part of last season, because don't forget the first part of last season we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. And at that point, Solskjaer was very close to getting sacked as Manchester United manager. I did say, didn't I, at the beginning of this season, what would represent a good season for Man United, and that would be to finish in the top 4, maybe the top 2 or top 3 if possible, and win a trophy. Because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Like I said, recently, players have stepped up to the plate that have obviously been underperforming, and I did say it's imperative that players do improve. Like I said, Solskjaer, in a lot of his games at Man United, is being very tactically naive, but there again, there's some games where he showed a lot of tactical flexibility. And we know that obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't got a proven pedigree. Obviously, Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Before he was with us, he was at Mould. To be fair to Solskjaer, he did well at Mould. He won a few Norwegian titles and that with Mould. And before he was at Mould, he was at Cardiff. But Solskjaer enjoyed a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. The main explanation why he ended up getting sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. But with how long he's now been Manchester United manager, he has gained managerial experience. But yeah, I want his managerial tenure to work out because I love Solskjaer a lot. He's a club legend. He was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. Now, Solskjaer has made some good signings at Manchester United. Since he came in, he's brought around 10 senior players in and spent over £200 million. In the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James, Anwan Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January, he brought Fernandes and he brought Odi Nagalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of this year, he brought Donny van de Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri. Solskjaer sees him as more of the future, and Amad Traore. Amad Traore will be joining the football club in January. We've also seen a lot of players depart the club since Solskjaer got recommended in. I also like the way that Solskjaer's promoted the youth. He's brought quite a few academy players into the club as well as senior players. We've also had some good periods under him. I credit Solskjaer for what he did last season in his first full season, because last season he got us qualification for the Champions League. Also got us second highest we've finished since the Ferguson era, and did guide us to 3 semi-finals. But yeah, Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. 3 managers have been sacked since the Ferguson era, and that was obviously, Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. So we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. Obviously, we've recruited over 30-odd players in since the Ferguson era. That includes who we obviously brought in under Solskjaer. Under the Moyes era, we brought 2 players in. That was Juan Mata and Marion Fellaini. Under Louis van Gaal era, we must have brought around 13 players in. We brought the likes of Falcao, very inconsistent Memphis Depay, never really got his chances. Schneiderlin, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Angel Di Maria, Ander Herrera, Sergio Romero, Victor Valdez, Daley Blind, Rojo, Martial, Shaw. So they're the players that we brought in under Louis van Gaal era. And, Jose Mourinho, he recommended 11 players into the club. And to be honest with you, the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho. So like I've said to you, Solskjaer's inheriting players from other managerial eras. I think there's only now 2 players here from the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we spent close to the £1 billion range on these players. I think in the last 7 years, Manchester United have made a lot of mistakes. This is one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent. Like I said, there's some players we've given contracts to who we shouldn't have given contracts to. I think we made a mistake by getting rid of Ander Herrera and Lukaku. And I was saying a few weeks ago, we made a mistake by giving Solskjaer the job permanently. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but we gave him the job permanently, flexing on what he did in that 3-month period when he was temporary boss. Obviously, we made a mistake by recommending Woodward and, Matt Judge and that into the football club. So, yeah. So, they're the mistakes that Manchester United have made. But, yeah, there is still Deadwood in the squad. I think the players that are going to be leaving next year is Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rojo, Phil Jones, Sergio Romero. Don't forget he's open to leaving the football club, isn't there? Big game at the weekend against Chelsea. Your preview for that game will be coming up tomorrow night. It probably will be tomorrow night, yeah. I think for the Chelsea game, like I've already mentioned, Harry Maguire, Mason Greenwood and Edison Cavani will be available. Obviously, Eric Bailly is not going to be available because Eric Bailly is out for 3 to 4 weeks with a muscle injury. So this is what Solskjaer has confirmed. Harry Maguire, like I said, he played in the Newcastle game, got his name on the score sheet and put a good performance out against Newcastle, to be fair to him. Solskjaer did say he's backing Harry Maguire to bounce back from his early season troubles because Maguire did get sent off in England's 1-0 defeat to Denmark. He also sustained the knock, like Solskjaer confirmed. So he was actually out for the Newcastle game. And he had that incident in Greece the other month, didn't he? Harry Maguire is obviously our captain. Bruno Fernandes was our captain in Paris, obviously, because Harry Maguire wasn't available. Harry Maguire is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment because we got him in a deal worth £80 million. Edison Cavani, like I said, couldn't play against Newcastle because he was in quarantine. And obviously wasn't available for the PSG game. It was a shame he wasn't available for yesterday night because I wanted him to reunite with his former club. But obviously, Ole Solskjaer just thought he needed a couple more days of training. But yeah, Cavani could make his debut at the weekend. We got Edison Cavani on a free transfer, didn't we? He signed a 2-year contract with the club worth around 220 grand a week, and he is our new number 7. I think Edison Cavani will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Obviously, Anthony Martial isn't available for the Chelsea game. He's got 2 games to serve now in the league until he can start playing in the league again because Anthony Martial did get sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham before the international break. But yeah, Solskjaer, will make changes from the 2-1 win against PSG recently. In the PSG game, I think he only made around, 3 changes from the 4-1 win against Newcastle, so more or less it was the same team. What formation will Solskjaer go with at the weekend against Chelsea? Should he change formation permanently? I think he started with a 5-3-2 against PSG, and it seemed to have worked, didn't it? Luke Shaw seems to be more effective as a left centre-back. Since Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, though, he has gone with that 4-2-3-1 formation a lot, but doesn't really seem to suit our standards, does it? A few times as well, he's, gone with 3 at the back. Quite a lot of time he's gone with a 4-3-3 formation. Chelsea, they recently drew with Sevilla, didn't they? 0-0. I don't think Chelsea had a great start to the season. Chelsea did make some very, very good signings in the summer transfer window, didn't they? They brought the likes of Kai Havertz in, Ben Chilwell. They also brought Thiago Silva in, Milan Sarr, Mendy. They brought Timo Werner in from RB Leipzig. They brought Hakim Ziyech in back in February. Chelsea have also got some other good players in their team. They've got N'Golo Kante, they've got Danny Drinkwater, they've obviously got Jorginho, who I think they got from Napoli. They've got Azpilicueta, they've got Pedro. I think Rudiger's a very, very good centre-half for them. They've also got some good young players in their team. They've got Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tammy Abraham, that Billy Gilmore. I think he broke into their first team last season. I think he's been out of injury recently. Another good attacker Chelsea have got on, that is Olivier Giroud. He's another one. Don't forget, in the summer transfer window, Chelsea offloaded Willian. He went to Arsenal on the free. They let David Luiz go last year to Arsenal. Chelsea, and I think Chelsea did make a mistake by getting rid of Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard went to Real Madrid. Eden Hazard endured 7 years with Chelsea, didn't he? Don't forget. But, you know, if we can beat Chelsea on Saturday, it will be our third win on the trot, won't it? We played Chelsea 4 times last season, didn't we? Solskjaer has beaten Frank Lampard 3 times as Manchester United manager, because at the start of last season, we beaten them 4-0, where we beaten them 2-1 in the Cup at Stamford Bridge, and we beaten them in the League at Stamford Bridge 2-0. We did lose the FA Cup semi-final to Chelsea 3-1, so Lampard's beaten Solskjaer once as a manager. This is Frank Lampard's second season as Chelsea manager, just like this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second season as Manchester United manager. Lampard obviously, you know, began his managerial career with Derby, didn't he? But I thought he was a very, very good player for Chelsea. He endured 13 years as a player for Chelsea, and I think he's Chelsea's all-time leading goal scorer with 211 goals. You know, but yeah, really, really looking forward to the game. And you saw one of my other videos I did. I think we should give the captaincy to Bruno Fernandes permanently, but, you know, probably Manchester United won't do that. Harry Maguire will remain our captain. You know, you saw my video that I've just recently done. Now, Solskjaer has said that Axel Tuanzebe can lead our defence and could be, you know, future Manchester United captain. Tuanzebe played yesterday night against Paris Saint-Germain. That was his first start for Man United in 10 months. And he had Mbappe and he had Neymar in his pocket. I think, to be honest with you, Axel Tuanzebe is a better centre-half than Victor Lindelof. That's one thing I am going to say. But maybe he should play more regularly now, shouldn't he, Axel Tuanzebe? Like I've already said to you, David De Gea, he's going to remain our number 1 this season. Like I said on a recent video, David De Gea's got his form back now. In his last 2 games, he's been good, because yesterday night made around 3 good saves to deny Di Maria, Kylian Mbappe and Courtois. He also made some good saves in the Newcastle game. This season is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United, so he has been a very long servant. But yeah, there's good players at Manchester United, like I've said to you. Like I said, Rashford, very, very good player. He obviously, you know, scored the winner yesterday, again in Paris. Rashford's a player that can get some good runs in behind. Sometimes his decision making is good, sometimes his decision making is poor, and he can also get in some good positions. And I think his finishing's really, really improved. Like I've already said to you, Rashford's been part of the club for several years. Martial's a good player, but Martial has not enjoyed the best of starts to this season. Martial obviously did win the penalty yesterday night. And obviously PSG's goal came from an Anthony Martial on goal. But I thought last season Martial was very, very good. He also did well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial's been at Man United around 5 years or so now. Like I said, Greenwood's good. Brandon Williams is good. He hasn't played recently as Brandon Williams. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Brandon Williams now that, you know, following the arrival of Tellez. We should maybe put Brandon Williams as our backup right back to Wan-Bissaka, shouldn't we? Like I said, Bruno Fernandes, very, very good. He has made a difference in the team. Donny van der Beek, I think he's good for us. He's been a good signing so far. Has not yet made his full debut for the football club. Could be starting against Chelsea at the weekend. I think Fred and McTominay have also both improved as Manchester United players, who were both very, very good yesterday against PSG. Pogba, he's enjoyed a bad start to the season, but in his last 2 games, he's done alright. His last 2 games, he's come off the bench, hasn't he? Hasn't started any of the last 2 games as Paul Pogba. Don't forget, we recently triggered that one year extension on his contract, so that keeps Paul Pogba under contract with Man United until June 2022. This was recently confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Matic, he's improved as a Man United player. I thought he had some good games towards the end of last season. Alex Telles, good signing for Man United. He was exceptional on his debut yesterday against PSG. Had some good set pieces, put some good crosses into the box, made some good runs down that left hand side. And obviously, he's our first choice left back, but he was playing as a wing back yesterday, Telles. Luke Shaw's still very, very good. He seems to be more better as a left centre half, to be honest with you. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. Like I said, I think Bay's good, but he's too injury prone. Lindelof, I don't think he's good enough to represent Man United. He's had some good games as a Man United player, but he's also had some bad games. We'll keep him for at least this season anyway. And Wan-Bissaka, he's also good. In his last 2 games, he's been exceptional. He did well yesterday against Paris Saint-Germain, made some very good tackles, and he did well in the Newcastle game. He scored his first goal for Manchester United in the Newcastle game, and that was his 50th appearance for the football club. I also think Dean Henderson's very, very good, and I've already said he should be put as number 1, but I think, like I've always said, De Gea is going to remain our number 1. So we've got a pretty good squad, but I still think that we've got to try and get a centre-half in next year. We've obviously not won the Premier League since 2013, so last time won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. But, we are the most successful team in Premier League history because we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier League titles, obviously. So, yeah. So, alright guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.